Welcome to the Essential Discourse Podcast Show, the show that confronts taboo and hot-button topics across the spectrum of our society with objectivity and without prejudice. Our goal is to facilitate a safe space for honest communication that not only identifies problems and their root causes, but also attempts to provide practical solutions. Thank you for joining us in this endeavor. And now, without further ado, here is your host, Bruce. Welcome to the Essential Discourse Podcast Show. I am your host, Bruce, and I am pleased to have my guest, aka Grave Digga, Monroe's #1 hip-hop R&B DJ. What's up, Grave?
What's going on with it, man?
Ain't nothing much, man. Ain't nothing much. Just Kool-Aiding. I'm so happy that you were able to make time to talk to me today, man.
Oh, man, anytime. You got this.
All right. So talk to me about your upbringing, man. Are you born and raised in Monroe?
Man, born and raised Monroe, Louisiana. Yeah, that's it right there.
What high school did you attend?
I went to Nelva High School, but coming up, man, I went to Carroll Junior High, Washington Junior High, multiple elementaries around here. But therefore, that's how I knew most of the city before I even jumped to this thing called radio.
Okay. So how did you when did you know that being in radio was something that you wanted to do?
To be honest, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. At the time when I got in radio, I was holding down 2 jobs. I was working at Johnny's Pizza Hill and also at a convenience store, the Shell Station. And I got a call from Daddy Rowe. You know, back in the days, we didn't have Starr 69 and nothing like that during that time. But the phone just kept ringing when I pulled up to the house. You know, I had just seen Hard Knocks and Pimp C, which was a street team at the time. And long story short, it was Daddy Rowe on the phone, went to the radio station, talked to the program director there at the time, which was Rocky Love, and talked to the general manager, which was Barbara Monk. And Rocky was like, "Hey, I want him, I like him." I'm like, "What the hell did I do?" Like, you just keep it real. I'm like, "Oh, okay." It was an interview. We just talking. He said, "What name you gonna use?" And I used the name Grave Digga because my partner Larry Barker used to call me Grave Digga. It was a Scarface song out at the time. I ain't know the words, so I just knew "Holla at me, I'm still that." The Grave Digga. And one day doing football, I hit a cat, and he laid out like they was carrying him off the field like he was on a gurney, you know. Larry said, "There you go, Grave Digga." It just stuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You said you.
Seriously,
Go ahead.
I said, but seriously, man, I didn't know that it was. I just looked at it as another job, another gig, just another way to make money. I just knew hustling, getting jobs back then. And Dad Rowe told him one day, he said, "Man, this might be the niche for you. This might be it. You might want to think of making a career out of it." I didn't see it at the time making. But I came in making like $10 an hour. I'm like, that's good, because back then my other job was paying me number $4.50 and $5.50 an hour. So, hey, 10 hours in it to win. And I guess the rest is history. I started off with the street team, then I started doing the mix show, host on the weekend at KYA. Then I went over to 100.1 The Beat. Chris Collins hit me up one night while I was live on air at KYA on a phone line that not too many people do the number to, so that's why I caught my eye. And so now the rest is history.
Yeah. So how long you been in the business now?
I've been in radio, man, since 96.
Woo, that's a minute. That's a minute.
Yeah, 25 of them. You wouldn't have told me I was gonna be in radio this long.
Yeah.
Minus 2 years when I decided to jump off and do my own thing with my lawn business. And R.I.P. to my little brother, DJ Starr. He was killed in a car accident January 26th, 2020. And I went back to the station for a little mixed tribute they did for him. Of course, Chris Collins hit me up, was like, man, you want to come back? No. Just being in that room, I didn't want to do it. But the more and more I sat on it, they kept calling. Just felt like it was right, to keep my bro name alive. So that's why I did it.
Respect.
And the second go around is it's really nice this time, man. It's more relaxed. It's not as stressful as it has been in the past. So it's pretty cool.
Respect.
Yeah.
R.I.P. DJ Starr. You made mention of a name, man, that I ain't heard in a long time. You said Daddy Rowe. Talk to me about your relationship with that dude.
Man, Daddy Rowe, a.k.a. Rowe for real, REAX for real. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out, man. He got all type of music out there on all the platforms. Man, Rowe, it started in the Boy Scouts. Troop 65. I was
So Rowe from Monroe too?
Yes, sir. Rowe born and raised in Monroe.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Rowe been all over, man. Like I said, we jumped off in the Boy Scouts. That's doing a little family history. We found out we was related down the line. But the friendship, man, is one that's respected. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, if I wouldn't be no Breonna Harris, I would have been me and you meeting each other if it wasn't for Daddy Rowe, because he was the one that actually introduced me to Breonna's mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, everything in radio he showed me, but the main thing he showed me was production. You can listen to Pimp C. He said you can be a rapper, man, but if you're doing production and shows, that's where you make your money at.
Right.
And he showed me how to do production, audio production. Then he showed me how to do a show. The first show we ever did, he asked me for $100. It was 4 of us. Rowe brought each one of us back $1,600 at the end of the night. And the police shut our party down early. So yeah. Rowe showed me how to get money, man.
Yeah, you didn't have a good party unless the police shut it down back in the day.
Oh man, that was the only way to do it. Then they juking with you at the end.
Yeah. So did you work with any of the Shreveport cats like Jabba Jaw, DJ Darryl, any of those guys, Cat Daddy back in the day, while you was getting started?
Yes, sir. Growing up in around here in Monroe, man, I used to listen to the cats on the radio for his Jabba Jaws. And Jabba Jaws, Gentleman George, they was at KYA at the time. 100.1 The Beat.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, it was a competition thing back then. This mine, which they still my partners, my homeboys. One day, hit me up and said, man, meet us at Piccadilly. It was me, him, JT, and Gentleman George. Man, he sit me down like, look, bro, I see how hard you go for the station. This day station. And we just workers here. We can make this thing happen. Y'all need to stop undercutting in the club. How we undercutting? We didn't know what y'all was charging.
Mm-hmm.
Then they told us how they was doing it. And man, as they say, the rest is in the books. They taught us the game, like how to go in these clubs and make money.
Right.
The $75, $150, we was getting, that wasn't nothing compared to what the club was getting off our name or what the party promoters was getting off our name. And then after that, like how Rowe did it, I started doing my own stuff.
Okay.
So man, it was Jabba Jaws and Gentleman George that really set us down and talked to me about it.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, so I most definitely appreciate them for it.
Yeah,
then Broadway Joe, I believe he's in Little Rock now, man. But Broadway used to come get me when I was a kid, and off the South Side and take me up to the station. I wasn't thinking about radio then. I just knew I was kicking shots out on the radio. It's cool, and I know the DJ. But just being around him, watching him, it showed me a lot. Cat Daddy, I used to work in Shreveport at KMJJ. Cat Daddy was on 103, did the blues show. But what Cat Daddy he had a food place. Cat Daddy would do a live broadcast and have people come to his place and get food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that showed me again that you can have radio and use radio and be able to provide your own and make your own name, and not just a name. You can make a brand, because there's a difference in being a household name and a brand. Cat Daddy took that and made it a brand. Jabba Jaw took his name from being a household name to making it a brand. Baby, all them cats, man, same way. And all us came up together, and it was real good, man.
Yeah, that's
real
another
good.
name I hadn't heard in a while, too. Baby. Hey, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hey, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that name in a minute.
Like that.
Yeah.
They say it's up there, it's stuck there. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you started working at the station in 96, so I'm assuming you're in college at that time too, right?
Yeah, actually I had went to college the year before that. I was at a college, Baptist Christian College in Shreveport, which is gone now. I was playing football there. Then after we found out some things about the debt situation, I came home and started playing semi-pro ball for the Bayou Bandits down here in Monroe. And that's where after the season is when I started with the radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you ever attend Northeast?
I attended, but I wasn't registered. I kicked it every day. Man, look, I went to Grambling, but never went to nobody class. I wasn't registered, but I was there.
Yeah.
Tech, about the only one I was scared to hang out there at the time. But man, other than that, bro, you couldn't tell me nothing about these college experiences around here. Man, I had every experience except for Sally Mae.
Yeah.
So you know, it was all love. It was a wonderful time, you know, back in the 90s to see the yard. You know, I heard about how it was in the 80s, but to be there in the 90s and experience it, to be able to host the homecoming events, to be on stage with a lot of these artists and stuff, man, I took for granted back then, like, because it was some, hey, they go Juvenile, he was at the station the other day, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. They go Ja Rule, I met him a couple weeks ago, he cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to be, you know, in your 20s, and you on stage hosting for your peers, and you with all these artists and stuff, man, you know, it was just a part of life then, and it taught me that even though they artists, they're normal people just like all of us.
Right.
So it's time to put on that show, they know when to turn it on, and some of them know when to turn it off.
Right.
So, you know, that was a good experience. I mean, that was a great experience then. And a lot of them taught me in a way without even knowing they taught me was to humble myself.
Word up. So I know I was in school in Northeast 94, and I do believe that DJ Jubilee, Erykah Badu, maybe E40 was still there or he had just left, but they were all at Graham during that time. And I could have walked past either one of them and not knowing who they were or what they would become. Did you have the privilege of meeting anybody before they actually blew up?
Man, I met a couple folks before they blew up. Actually, starting out at radio, there was a guy came to the station, my friend girl, our mutual friend girl we know. And she was like, I got this rapper. Sorry, man. So I got this rapper that you may like. He wanted to be introduced to you. At that time, I'm like, cool. We had a little leeway at the station. I'm like, let me check him out. I worked the night show. She knocked on the back window. He came around all this high energy. I'm looking. So, what's your name? I'm David Banner. I'm like, David Banner? I'm from Mississippi. Mississippi? Oh, y'all got rappers over there? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. He like, yeah, man, I'll be the first platinum rapper out of Mississippi. I said, it's good to have goals like that. Let me see what you got. And he had the song called Get Crunk. And the first person I heard come on there was Pimp C. Coming down. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, oh my goodness, this jamming.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't even heard not one rap song. And when I played it, I hadn't heard not one lyric. When I played it on the radio, back then, some people were really calling the station. They were like, man, that song jamming. Play it again.
Mm-hmm.
I said, listen, Chris, I know I'm not supposed to play this song, but goddamn, I got to play it back to back. They asked me to. And that's just how it was. And he actually hung out at the station. And we wound up being real good friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the point to where I went to Atlanta and lived with David Banner. To the point to where he sent me the Full Sail Audio, which is going on at Stank Audio Studios, Outcast Studios. I became a certified audio engineer there, as well as being in the studio with him, working with all kind of people, man. Before Gucci Man blew up, you know, we was down there in the studio in Atlanta, just sitting around talking to a guy named Leslie, which did a lot of mixing for people like TLC, Usher, back in the day when they first came around. And I remember Gucci Man coming in there with his homeboy on the phone that was in jail. Les, man, hit record. I need to get my boy on this mix CD. And boom, you know, I remember seeing Gucci Man like that, the Silver for the Beef with Jeezy and all that. So he just really getting off the ground like that. So being in the studio sessions with when I'm with Banner, being in studio sessions, man, we got Jazz and Faye, we in there got E40 listening to different music. And like you say, he was talking about he was in Grambling. He reflecting, telling me about some of the stories when he was in Grambling. Then he proceeded to pass me this bottle. Said, "Man, you want to drink some Colorado wine with you? Hell yeah!" You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was a privilege.
Right.
Been on a video set with Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne. In the studio session with Rick Ross. I just been blessed to be in actual situations where I saw and met those people. Then to turn around and being with the radio station, we met a whole lot of people like that. Cash Money, Lil Wayne, Boosie. You name them all, they all came down like Mike Jones, Paul Wall, the whole SUC, ESG, man, like all of them, Rec Shop. Yeah, for sure. And then, Rec Shop used to come down. I was doing shows, man. A lot of these cats would stay at my house, the Entourage, with the bunny hop,
Right.
Like I say, just come by the house. You never know who would be at the house.
Yeah.
Little Flip come by the crib, spend the night there, and we just kick. That's just how it was.
Yeah, that's straight. I remember after I transferred from Northeast, there was this kid at the time. He was a kid. Called himself Mystical at the Red Room in Natchitoches. And
Man.
so much energy and passion, man. And that was on that first album before they, he released that album and then they got re-released. So this was during the original release when he was down in Natchitoches, man, at the Red Room. And just him and Ghetto Twins. Matter of fact, that's before Ghetto Twins signed with Rap-A-Lot. And he had so much energy, man. And it was like, this dude gonna be fire. I remember when the Hot Boys, before they blew up, they were down there in Natchitoches, man. It was like, we got so much talent that has passed through Northwest, Northeast Louisiana, man. It's ridiculous. I remember Jodeci being in the wig. And now if you weren't there in 1990, you don't know what the wig is because it's no longer there. But I remember them dudes singing in the wig, man, and everybody walking by not really paying attention, talking about who's these guys. It's crazy how much talent has passed through Northwest and Northeast Louisiana, man. And just for you to take a moment just to tell me about your experiences in regards to, finding radio, audio engineering, working with all these stars and cool people, man. I really appreciate that. But
it's all good.
Yeah. So
well, I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead.
What I was gonna tell you too, Bruce, is they was passing through these towns because of the college. You gotta remember, it wasn't even hardly emails around that time.
True.
Nevertheless, social media.
True.
So they had to get their music out to us. So they would go to Jackson. They got to go to Shreveport. So they would stop in Monroe. But the thing that got us was the colleges. And I took advantage of that too. I used to do the mix CDs, and I would just drop them on the campus. We had Louisiana Tech. We had Grambling. We had ULM. I used to call it my pot of gumbo.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have your roux, you got to have your meat and your vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
That was the gumbo right there. And then right there in Natchitoches, you got their hometown along with the college thing. So when you at the colleges, let's just talk about GSU. GSU used to have the Windy City Clique.
Mm-hmm.
That's Chi-Town. They used to have the East Coast. They had the Midwest. They had the West Coast Clique. They had the Bayou Boys. So in other words, you can go to their college, drop off music right there. When they go home for the semester, next thing you know, your music blowing up in Detroit, Miami, Houston, all because the kids was bringing it back to the city.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
They was bringing their music to us as well.
Yeah, I remember my first exposure to go-go music was at Grambling.
Yeah.
And before then, I didn't know what the devil go-go was, but now I'm addicted to it, man. I can't get enough of it. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what was your worst experience in the business?
Worst experience. There's a lot of them. To say what was the worst.
Man. All of it. Radio, the audio engineering, aspect of it.
For real.
Homeboys that you lost due to senseless gun violence or what have you. I mean, whatever, man. Just what you characterize as. Well, let me ask it to you like this: What pushed you away from the audio engineering aspect in regards to
doing it
radio,
at a
level to working with potential artist and all this other stuff? What pushed you away from that and decided to focus on your own stuff?
All right, when I was doing the audio engineering stuff, like I said, I was doing the times I was staying with an artist, David Counter, and I got exposed to a lot of upcoming artists. Let's take the Shop Boys, for example. Remember that song, Party Like a Rock?
Yeah.
Party Like a Rock Star.
Yeah.
All right, so they had this song there, and Banner had the second single. You know, your first single that's out there, but your second single is like very crucial.
Mm-hmm.
And we was in the studio with them. It was 3 of them. And I remember one guy said he was ready to get back in his Dodge and go around the 285, just block around that thing a couple more times. And one had somewhere else to go, and there was one there that really wanted to get this music done. But by the end of it, when all of them laid their line and did their hook, Banner had to sit there and arrange it and everything else. Next thing I know, we were shooting a video to it. Well, they were shooting a video to it. But then it became another group came out that was a little bit hotter than them at the time. So them boys are pushed on the back burner. Have you heard anything else from them?
No, I hadn't.
Okay. There was a lot of more rappers that experienced that. And during that time, that's when it was major labels.
Mm-hmm.
Then these the guys that would come out and find the talent, which is A&Rs. A&Rs started making their own labels. Like it'll be
kind of what Puffy
John
did.
Doe.
Kind of what Puffy did with the label that Uptown.
Yeah. Basically. But it became a lot of folks that did that. So you'll have John Doe / Uptown / Universal, right? Each one of the slashes meant somebody had to get paid. Then on top of that, if I signed Bruce to my label, and Bruce around here making noise, but here come Jack over here. He's making a little bit more noise, but I got this money invested in Bruce. Let me go on saying Jack and put him back over here on the back burner.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of folks did that too, and they lost a burn. So what I saw was a part of the game that a lot of people don't see. You know, folks getting hired. I'm seeing people thinking that they're making money, but they're not. They're the labels got to get paid. Like I say, you got such and such slash, such and such slash. Then you got Universal. All the people got to get paid before you get paid. You making this video, all that is just like a loan to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the tour bus, you got your district, you got your CDs need printing, you got the person design your CD. Now you got to pay for your audio time, you got to pay for your engineering, your mixing, your mastering. You pay for all of it. You know what I'm saying? So I went from seeing people who I thought was making millions wasn't making nothing, was really in the hole.
Yeah.
You see it now when they show them shows now where they are, and you know, different shows like that on TV now when you see it. And I saw it firsthand, and man, it put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
I ain't want to have nothing to do with radio no more. None of that. And then especially being a local DJ from this area, you have a lot of local artists think because you're the DJ that you can put it on. It's just like Walmart, you see me there, I can't make the price.
Right.
I can't tell you, I'm gonna give you this bike, I'll take this bike at this discount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what promoters and everybody think you can give them discounts. It just felt like I was getting pulled from every direction with that.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm done with radio.
I feel you.
I'm just gonna get on these lawnmowers. I'm gonna be Damian Harris. Ain't no grave digger no more. I can walk in Walmart. I ain't gotta hear nobody bust a rap for me for 30 minutes while I'm in here. Man, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But that's what gave me a sour taste in my mouth. Seeing how the artists was being messed over by the big labels. And then the radio part was just kind of got tired of the whole local celebrity type.
Right. I think Left Eye in that TLC documentary that they had, she explained that about the point system. You know, you think that these jokers got money, but when you actually get to the actual black and white of the contract, they ain't got nothing. And that was real eye opening for me too. I'll tell you what else was eye opening. I watched Snoop on YouTube getting prepared to talk to you, and he was talking about his relationship with Master P. And he said that P was the only cat in the game at that time who was actually talking about what he had. And P had the bread. And P not only had the bread, he was willing to teach other rappers how to get the bread. So I thought that was like real eye-opening. And you know, I got a couple of kids that I know who say they want to be producers. You know, everybody got an in-home studio now. I mean, it's so easy, and you can make a beat or whatever. And I was like, you know what, man, it ain't about making a beat. It's about getting it into the right person's hands and all this other good stuff. But if you had to give a youngster some advice, I mean, just you give them one piece of advice to guide them through this course, what would that be?
Do your research on whatever it is that you want to do in life. If you want to be a producer, if you want to be a rapper, do your research. Make sure that you got your paperwork straight. Make sure that you know the ins and outs of the business. There's more to it, like I say, there's more to it than just making the beat. Make sure you're getting your right points off of it. Make sure that you own your masters. Make sure that you on the paperwork the correct way. I can't stress that enough.
Right.
Just make sure that your paperwork is together, and make sure that you do your homework on anything that it is that you know.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if the black and white is right, the green gonna be right.
Damn right.
Yeah. You got a chance to meet Pimp C too, right?
Oh man, yes sir. I met Pimp a couple times, man. I remember the first time I met him, they did a concert down here at Club Vibe. And I was with Bun B that day. We riding on Couch Mo. Then somebody said somebody was stealing some tickets, made some copies. We got to looking for them. They were like, man, we ain't worried about that. Anyway, so I'm kicking with Bun the whole day. So it's time to do the concert. Bun called me outside, man. Said, Pimp just pulled up. We about ready. He said, come out here so you can holler at him. I'm like, cool. So I get out there, and he was telling Pimp who I was. Because at the time, my auntie had relatives that she was married to the family school from Port Arthur, Texas. And he told him who they were. Oh, I know your people, man. I know your people. But before I got in, hold up. let me start. Now I left out a part.
Yeah.
So you have to edit this here. So I'm gonna start right here. Hi, Miss Pimp.
Okay.
They had a concert in Grambling. Pimp was still in Atlanta. Bun B was out doing a little promoting. So me and Bun got pretty cool. So it was time for the show that night. Bun called me outside and said, hey man, Pimp just rolled up. I'm like, all right, him and Dover D. Come out, I want you to meet him. So I got out, I got in the Navigator. Pimp was sitting in the back side on the driver's side. I was in the front seat on the passenger side. Bun B right behind me. Dover D driving. Told Dover D who I was. Bun got in there. Bun passed me the blunt. Before I hit the blunt, Pimp said, man, who is? He passing my blunt too. Oh man, that's great. He the DJ down here. Oh, like I said, who is? So he wanted to know who I was. So he broke down my credentials, told him I knew some of the people that lived in Port Arthur that he knew that was kind of related to me through marriage. So, after that, man, we got kind of cool, man. And so again, another concert, I got cool with his mom. We exchanged numbers. As a matter of fact, when Pimp was locked up, I used to call their actual house and, just speak to mom every once in a while, Mother's Day, holidays, and stuff like that. And that's just how they broke off like that, man. And to be honest, I was a super fan.
Yeah.
I had to not act like that type of super fan when I met him.
Who wasn't from the South? Pimp. Wasn't a fan of UGK. Sir. Who wasn't a super fan?
Man, I was a fan of him and Master P. And him and Master P was beefed out.
Yeah.
So they came back and did a concert at Graham. I had to introduce the guy on the stage. Man, he got the microphone. He talking to Lord. I was sitting back there with his mom. He said, "This boy here is something." That's when the beef first started. Man, he must have ran and got that microphone. Said, "F Pimp C." And he said, F Master P. And looked at me. I said it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, after I got through, I said, I like Master P. But I didn't get on the mic and say it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's just the influence that Pimp had on
right.
you, man. But yeah, that's my Pimp C. R.I.P. the Pimp.
Down South Hustlers.
Bro.
Down South Hustlers. That was, I think that was probably P's second album that he put out. Might have been the first.
Yeah, I think that was the first compilation.
Yeah, that first compilation album. That was like
95,
94, somewhere around that time frame. Yep. And UGK was on that one.
Yeah, that's when a lot of people really started hearing UGK.
Yeah.
Because we was down south, we was Louisiana. Louisiana, Texas got together, man. That's when latex.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
So what you got planned next, Gray? I know you got the lawn care business. What else you got planned, man?
Man, something like everybody else, man. I've been looking into this real estate, playing around with that a little bit. Hopefully, that ain't no hopefully, because I'm speaking to this. That will be the next on my agenda. I have a business partner with that as well right now. I never had a business partner in anything I've done. So this one here is good to have a business partner with me. Most definitely gonna make that very profitable for us.
Yeah.
And hopefully, man, to be honest with you, I just started working with a couple DJs in the city. Upcoming DJs, man. Hopefully I can guide them the right way.
Yo, I saw that video.
Yeah.
I saw that video. You had the he looked to be either real light skinned or he was one of our Caucasian brothers.
Yes, sir, he is, man. I got a shout out to my partner, DJ Big B, man. When DJ Starr passed away, I had a lot of DJs come at me that was, cool with Starr was working with. But at the time, I always play the fallback role. Whoever real gonna stay right there. And Big B was one of the ones. He's an upcoming DJ around this area as well. And he kept telling me about this. Hey, man, I got this white kid. I'm like, just tell me you got this kid. I don't care about the color. Just tell me you got this kid. So he got this kid, man, and boom. I'm like, all right. Oh, so the kid taking it serious. He wanted to know what equipment to buy. Next thing I know, the guy went and bought some speakers. He got some lights, fog machine. 16 years old, and he had right there more equipment than a lot of these older guys in their 20s that don't want to go out and buy speakers. Yeah. I don't down them, because when I was in my 20s, man, he'll go 100. Let me go and set the speakers up for him. But as long as you rent speakers, you could have bought you some. But the young man pay attention. He's listening. Big B once started him out showing him how to blend and scratch and stuff. I'm just coming in right now showing diversity, showing that it's more than just hip hop, jig, You got R&B, you got country, you got this and that. You blend it all together. You go to a party with some gumbo, serve it how you want to serve.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's dope, man. That you got a mentor program going on with the new upcoming DJs, man. So they can.
Not all of them, just the ones I'm feeling.
Just the ones you feeling. Just the ones you feeling. Just the ones he's feeling, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't want all of y'all.
Yeah, the younger.
He just want the ones he's feeling.
Stuff in your ways don't come my way. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. I think that's cool though, man. There's a mentor program, man, to give them knowledge of what you've experienced and, some of the things to avoid if they listen and other things that to do if they'll listen. So I think that's dope, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's dope. So what station can folks catch you on, man?
They can catch me on 100.1 The Beat here in Monroe, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday. You can catch us on the iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Digga 318, Digga 318. I got a couple of old school throwback mixes up there. Plan on putting some more mixes up there. Like I don't want to say what it's gonna be because somebody hear this and wind up getting doing it before I do it. But there's gonna be some other music up there as well. I'm into the 90s vibe, the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you a little bit of that, ladies, for y'all, fellas, hopefully by the late nights, y'all with the kids gone, I can put you on my mix. It's gonna be called Viagra versus Cialis. You know what I'm saying? Or the GOAT. So you go with it from there, man.
Straight.
Yes,
you got a YouTube page, anything, brother?
YouTube is I am Digga 318. You can check that out as well. I haven't put no new stuff up there, but I was having my hands into actually producing commercials and stuff. So I put a couple of those up that I did. Other than that, man, that's it.
All right.
At Digga 318 on Snap. If y'all want to call me, 318-599-9803.
9803.
That's it. No, 9803. 9802.
9802.
318. Yeah, 318-599-9802.
Hey, y'all listening to this podcast, man. I need y'all to blow his contact information up, get him back on YouTube, so get some more content. Listen to him on iHeartRadio. You're gonna enjoy that mix, especially if you like, the 90s, 80s, mid 70s groove. You're gonna enjoy that mix. I need you guys to just like follow, subscribe to my man. You're gonna really like it. You're gonna really like it, and support the youngins that he's mentoring as well. We got to play this thing. We got to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody helped us some kind of way at some time. Somebody helped us. So let's pay it forward and encourage these kids that's coming up, man, and let them know that they're doing something righteous, man, because they could be out here in the streets robbing people, shooting people, and all this other stuff. My man is playing with turntables. So that's to be commended.
Yes, sir. You got anyone want to do the yard business too, man? Let me know, especially in the area. I have no problem with sharing the knowledge. And if they know what they're doing, I'll really give them a job too.
Yeah, so employment opportunities, mentorship, knowledge about audio engineering. So you guys have a great source in Northeast Louisiana. So tap into it. It ain't just for the Northeast Louisiana people. It's for anybody, man, who has a desire to learn and has really dedicated themselves to doing it. And it's good people, man. I'm vouching for him. He good people. So, you treat him straight. He gonna treat you straight, man. And you're gonna learn something if you just go in there willing to learn something. So, man, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, brother.
Man, anytime. You know how we do it.
All right.
Look, we locked in. It's up there, it's stuck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
I've had a blast chopping it up with you today. Do me a solid. Subscribe to the EDP wherever you get your podcast. Visit our website at www.edpshow.com. Leave us your feedback, fill out our contact list, and feel free to browse around. Review our podcast and our content. And finally, plug us into your friends so that we can all be friends. Thank you. This is Bruce from the Essential Discourse Podcast Show.
That boy is good. Good and terrible.